gentlemen, this is
want to point that
your
out.
main event of the evening. Damas y caballeros, este es el combate estelar de esta noche. Oscar de la Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions, patrocinado por Cerveza Tecate Born Bowl. 10 rounds de combate en la división de peso welter. Let's get ready for 10 rounds of boxing in the welterweight division. Sanctioned by the California State Athletic Commission. Commissioner John Carvelli, Executive Officer Andy Foster. In charge of the time, Mike Millsap. Your physicians in ringside, Doctors Jeff Roberts and Kelly Tucker. Your 3 judges scoring, sus 3 jueces, Sergio Caiz, Pat Russell y Alejandro Rochin. And when the action begins, your 3rd man, el tercero en la superficie, Ray Corona. Ahora bien, amigos que nos acompañan a través de la señal de Estrella TV y los presentes en el Fantasy Springs Resort and Casino en Indio, California, USA. Ajusten sus cinturones. Entering to you first, the fighter standing in the blue corner, wearing blue trunks with white trim. Official weight, 142.8 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina Tecate Azul, vistiendo calzoncillo color azul con blanco, con un peso de 142.8 libras. Presenta un récord de 29 victorias, 5 derrotas, un empate y 21 de esas victorias por la vía del knockout. Professionally, he stands with 29 victories, including 5 losses, 1 draw, and 21 of those victories coming by the way of knockout. Representing Tlanepantla, Estado de México, he is a 3-time world title contender, 3 veces contendiente por el campeonato mundial. Pablo Cesar Cano. And his opponent across the ring, standing in the red corner, wearing black trunks with silver trim. Official weight, 143.4 pounds. Y su rival, en la esquina Tecate Roja, vistiendo calzoncillo negro con plata, con un peso de 143.4 libras. Professionally, he stands with 22 victories, 6 losses, and 7 of those victories coming by the way of knockout. Presenta un récord de 22 victorias, 6 derrotas y 7 de esas victorias por la vía del knockout. Representando a su gente de Riverside, California, USA, Mauricio, el maestro Herrera. And here is your 3rd man, Ray Corona.
Conductor. Right here is good. Aquí está bien. Touch gloves. God bless.
Ray Corona, the referee for the main event. Let's look at the tail of the tape. Doug Fisher.
At age 27, Cano is 9 years younger. He is 1.5 inches taller, but Herrera has a slight reach advantage.
It is loud in here. Mauricio Herrera, Riverside, California, about an hour away. He has a lot of friends and family in attendance. Pablo, Cesar, Cano from Mexico. We get ready to go. They don't even touch gloves. Herrera in the black with the neon green trim. Cano in the light blue trunks.
They can't be gentlemen in there. No time to be sportsmen when the stakes are this high.
No, there's a lot on the line. Taking a look at Herrera, it's one thing to lose consecutive fights when you're 25, 26. It's one thing to lose consecutive fights when you're 36 and you're not a huge draw. That is the plight of hard luck Mauricio Herrera.
And Steve, you had an excellent article with Mauricio Herrera talking about his last fight against Frankie Gomez on the undercard of Canelo and Khan. He admitted to you that he wasn't in shape getting into that fight.
More of a fat camp, had to take off a lot of weight. In fact, his last fight prior to that was July of 2015 at the LA Sports Arena. How long ago was that, guys? That building is actually demolished now.
But how ironic is it? The storylines going into that matchup was Frankie Gomez.
Yeah.
And did he need a fat camp
Frankie
to make
Gomez.
weight?
Whatever happened to that guy?
He went all Frankie Gomez.
We saw him in
to
Vegas.
borrow a line from you, Steve.
Pablo Cano fought Alan Sanchez and lost the night before Mauricio Herrera had fought. Outside of T-Mobile, a fight that was just ugly, but not a good style fight.
Frustrating night for Cano because he was in there with a freakishly tall welterweight with a good reach and a disciplined stick and move specialist.
And Steve, you said in that story on UCN Live that this is a fight where they're fighting for their promotional contract. Why do you say that?
Well, just looking at the comments of Roberto Diaz, he makes it very clear the loser of this fight, their career prospects look very bleak. They really are fighting for relevancy. And sometimes when promotional companies, in situations like this, Beto, when they match up their own guys, it's not necessarily official, but it is kind of an unspoken rule. This is a bit of an elimination bout within the company.
Good right hand landed by Herrera. Immediately, way more energy, way more bounce, and enthusiasm from Mauricio Herrera than any of those 10 rounds that he had against Frankie Gomez here in just 2 minutes.
Well, Beto, look at the weight. He came in at 143.4. I believe that fight was a full-fledged welterweight contest. Mauricio Herrera is much better when he's closer to 140 than he is 147.
His last fight against Gomez, he fought at 146. Before that, at 39 a couple times. Cano, this is where he feels comfortable at 47, 48, 46. Easy with him. 10 seconds to go in the opening round. It's scheduled for 10. Mauricio Herrera, Pablo Cesar Cano.
I like the activity of Cano in this opening round.
Doug, you said you like the activity. He had the chance to sit down with the Ring TV cameras, did Pablo Cano.
I feel very confident for this fight. What makes Mauricio Herrera a dangerous opponent is his experience fighting in the ring against top fighters. So this is a very even match. I'm expecting a very tough Mauricio Herrera because I know that he's very motivated to be on top again. I prepared myself to go up against the best of what Mauricio Herrera has. I think he's coming in very motivated, very determined. You could expect from me to give the best performance of my career. I gotta win this fight or else my career will be in jeopardy. So there's no other options. I gotta win this fight. I'm prepared to win this fight. I'm committed and determined to win this fight.
La Ley del Monte is jamming. Crowd is fired up. DJ Ray got the people going. Good opening round. Pablo Cano.
He's about as experienced as a 27-year-old fighter can be. When you look at his record, it's not just the number of rounds that he has, and he has 185 total pro rounds, slightly less than Herrera, who has 213 total pro rounds. But you look at the caliber of opposition, the version of Eric Morales, who wasn't completely spent at that time. He gave Morales a hell of a fight before being stopped, I believe, really on facial cuts in the 10th round. And he gave Sugar Shane Mosley a tough fight over 12 rounds. Mosley won that fight on points, but it was like 115, 113 across the board.
And Doug, the one night where I thought he may have got the brass ring, but simply was taken from him in what I believe was a hometown decision in Brooklyn.
Yeah, I thought he beat. I thought he did enough to beat Malignaggi. Malignaggi out-jabbed him, but he outslugged Malignaggi. He has very heavy hands. And when he's punching in combination and really letting those hands go, he does a lot of damage.
And that was a split decision loss to Paulie Malignaggi for the WBA belt back in 2012. And his next fight was against Shane Mosley. He lost that one. That was in Mexico, actually. 12 rounds. Pablo Cano. Mauricio Herrera is a fighter that, obviously in boxing, everybody has a crazy story, interesting story. But not many people start boxing professionally at the age of 27 and get to the level where he's at. He had to earn his way in those dark club shows that nobody's at.
It's very rare underneath heavyweight, Steve.
Yeah.
Somebody like between lightweight and welterweight to have that late of a start and to get this far.
Actually came up as a club fighter on the Thompson boxing circuit. They run a very good program over there based out of Ontario with Alex Campanovo and Ken Thompson. Really made his mark on the world-class scene by upsetting a previously undefeated Ruslan Provodnikov. I believe that was in about 2012 in what was a very, very good fight on Friday Night Fights.
You were close to it. It was in Nevada, 2011 against Provodnikov. Went the distance, but Mauricio Herrera, you mentioned it, that club show. Where did he get the nickname El Maestro, the teacher? Because he was going to do those Thompson shows. He was always the opponent, where at times he was fighting for no money, because by the time he ended up paying the commission, the fees, he had no money coming his way. He was schooling the undefeated younger fighters. And somebody said, you know what, you're the El Maestro. You're schooling them, just like my brother, the principal, El Profe. You're schooling these people, and that's how the nickname stuck with him, because he was schooling these youngsters in the ring. Caught eyes, and Steve, you mentioned Provodnikov, Hank Lundy, Juan Perez, Mike Dallas, that's who he's gone up against. And then the losses, the disputed ones against Danny Garcia in Puerto Rico. A lot of people say it was hometown cooking, and then Jose Benavides.
I thought he won both those fights.
Good action between Herrera and Pablo Cano, building up for what should be a good 10-round fight.
The jab is working great. See, pero the guy throws the jab over his jab. Measure him. When he throws the double jab, overhead right on top, and then pick him up. ¿Sí me entiendes? Make him miss. Hey, this guy is yours, Mauricio, es tuyo. ¿Sí me entiendes? Come on, boy, te estás calmando más. Hay que estar un poquito trabajando. Jab all the time. The jab, arriba, abajo. No le dejes que se aparejen los rounds. No lo dejes, Mauricio. ¿Sí me entiendes?
Don't let the rounds get even.
8 more rounds. Okay? 8 rounds más, Mauricio. No es mañana. Estamos listos, 100%.
There's no tomorrow.
You know that. This is your night, boy, okay? All right, now please do 2 rounds. Go.
Action from round 2. As Herrera crowds Cano. Cano doing well to evade punches and fight off the ropes. A good round. Both guys had their moments. Punching on during a clinch from Cano. Like I said, he's a ring savvy and experienced 27-year-old. He knows those old pro tricks.
Pro since 2006, 185 pro rounds coming into this fight does Pablo Cano. Hello to the Westside Boxing Club watching us right now. The Salcedo brothers with their young fighters, Tino Nava, Rafa Gramajo, and a very, very dedicated, loyal fan base, Westside Boxing. You see their shirts everywhere. Good club out there in Mid-Cities, Los Angeles. Third round of action scheduled for 10. Mauricio Herrera, Pablo Cano. And this is the type of fight that Cano prefers, unlike his one against Alan Sanchez where he was chasing the taller fighter.
He doesn't have to go looking for Herrera. Herrera's already got a cut under his left eye. Facial swelling and cuts has always been a problem in Herrera's career.
And we're joined by Hall of Famer and president and founder of Golden Boy Promotions, Oscar De La Hoya, the pride of East LA, the Garfield Bulldog. Oscar De La Hoya joining us. What do you see in this one so far?
It surprises me that Herrera is the one that's cut in this fight.
He's cut now.
We're so used to Cesar Cano.
Yeah, he swells up and cuts as well. Yeah, if you remember his fight with Eric Morales.
Exactly, with Eric Morales, and he did actually get some of that upper bone in his eye shaved down, so he won't get cut. So maybe it is working, and it's a great fight. I think it's gonna heat up in a couple of rounds, and we're gonna see the tremendous fight. So it's an even fight for me.
Are you surprised that Cano has come out as strong and as fast as he has in the first 2 rounds?
I'm actually not surprised. I've been here, and he's been looking excellent in the gym. He's trained hard. He's really motivated to win this fight because it's sink or swim for either guy. So I think Cesar Cano is coming out strong. He is the younger guy, I believe.
Yep.
Herrera looks in form. He looks determined, focused. But you know, I mean, sometimes age does creep up on you overnight.
Herrera 36, Cano 27. Oscar, you just said it, sink or swim. Why do you say that for this fight?
Well, because look, both guys are you know, have a few losses in their career. Both guys are at crossroads where I believe you know, the guy who loses maybe goes back to the drawing board, and the guy who wins is going to have another shot at being on a high-profile card.
Final seconds of the round between Mauricio Herrera and Pablo Cano. Good action from Cano here, closing out the round. And that'll do it. joined by Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar, we saw some of the younger prospects tonight. The Golden Boy stable is just stacked with these young kids that are coming up. How happy are you with the way they're developing?
I'm extremely happy, extremely proud. We have great matchmakers. Next year is going to be a breakthrough year for all our prospects. We have some exciting news coming up for 2017, which means more shows.
Oh, that's good for us.
Which is great for everybody. More high-profile shows, if I can say. I can't really let the cat out of the bag yet, but
it's good news for this young stable.
It's great news for the young stable. Great news for the stable that is ready to make that jump to HBO and championship level fights.
December 17th, Bernard Hopkins, his last one, but that card is just stacked with these young kids that are coming up. Joseph Diaz Jr., the co-main on that one.
Joseph Diaz Jr. We also have an exciting card the night before here at Fantasy Springs Casino, where Shabransky
and Sullivan Barrera.
Exactly, which is going to be a great fight. So we want to end off the year with a bang, but believe me, 2017 is going to be huge, not only for Golden Boy, but for boxing.
We got a good scrap building up right now with Pablo Cano in the blue trunks, taking over from Atizapán de Zaragoza, Mexico. In the state of Mexico, that's where he's from. El Domador, the Demolisher. Why did he get that nickname? A writer saw him in his second fight, and as usual, the media, they'll give you that nickname. He was destroying his opponent, stuck with it, and he's kept it ever since.
I think it fits his style. He's got really heavy hands, and he's very busy.
I believe it was Eric Morales who told me that he's never been so hard in his life by a fighter, and Cesar Cano, I believe, was that fighter who he was talking about.
And Morales won that fight, stopped him in the 10th.
And he stopped him in the 10th, but that's
both
obviously
guys were busted up.
That's exactly the pedigree that Eric Morales is. I mean, he's a championship fighter, Hall of Famer, who it took everything to stop Cesar Cano.
Who does Cano remind you of, Oscar, style-wise? Is there a fighter that you may have fought?
And that one was low.
Grown up? Oh.
That time is called. Ray Corona's in the center of the corner. That one was real low. Not Tijuana. That might have been near El Defe.
He'll get up to 5 minutes to recover.
Yeah, that might have been Cabo San Lucas.
Might be down there with Pepe Gomez in Cancun, man. Ray Corona gonna call him over. And a point has been taken away. He had been warned for hitting on the bell, but I think that one was so egregious that a point is taken away. And Christian with the replay.
Swiping right. Right hand. Yeah, left. Right on the cup.
Well, it was right. It was right on the cup. Maybe the belly button area. But those punches do hurt. They have a sense of that punch where sometimes it just paralyzes you just for a split second, and your legs go out on you. So Herrera's doing smart by taking all the time he needs to recover.
Do you feel it for the rest of the round? Does it take some strength?
It sometimes takes a few rounds to recover from it, and you don't feel it right where you got hit. You feel it in your legs.
So why is it that you never see a fighter take like 2 or 3 minutes? Is that because maybe they're afraid of getting cold or being criticized by the crowd?
It's the pressure from the crowd, from the fans. I mean, when you're a fighter, you have a lot of sense of pride inside the ring, and when you're hearing those boos against you, you either want to step up, knock your opponent out, or when you're down and you got hit by a low blow, you want to get back up and show and prove that you're macho.
And you might be a little bit pissed off for being hit there if you think it was blatant.
Oh, it looks like Herrera's kind of pissed off right now. So.
That's the voice of the Hall of Famer, Golden Boy Oscar De La Hoya. Mauricio Herrera is cut underneath the left eye. Well, Pablo Cano's left eye is swelling also here in the 4th round.
You see the punches of Cesar Cano, how they're more effective when he lands. Herrera's not really doing too much damage on Cano, but those thundering punches that he's landing on Herrera are doing some damage.
Herrera's going to have to go to the body, take some steam out of the younger man's punches, because he's not known for his power. Cano's got a good chin, so
he has a great chin, and the body is the only way to win a fight if you're going up against a fighter like him.
Final seconds of the round. That'll do it for 4. Between Cano and Herrera. That is Mauricio Herrera's wife. Back here ringside, Bethel Durant, Doug Fisher, and Oscar De La Hoya. And Oscar, you mentioned the night before with Sullivan Barrera and Slava Shabransky, the guy you've gained the name Chingonski. But that's also one that you have Roy Tapia, Ronnie Rios going at it.
Two of our prospects that we build on LA Fight Club. It's going to be a great card from top to bottom. But again, I like seeing my guys either sink or swim. You have to, at a certain point, test these fighters.
You can't baby them, right?
You can't baby them.
Not forever, anyway.
Not forever. But there's fighters like the Gibson, who we just tested today. It was a great fight. It was a tough fight. But he passed the test with flying colors, and now we move him on to the next level, put him on a high-profile card, and that's the way you build a fighter to hopefully one day get to that championship level.
We have the digital platform, ringtv.com, where you can watch and go to the Golden Boy YouTube page, the Facebook, everything else, and check it out. That is just giving exposure to everybody around the world. Jason Quigley, for example, an Irish fighter.
Right.
Everybody in Ireland is watching him now. It's such a cool platform. It can only get better.
And he's fighting on the December 17th card under Bernard Hopkins. That's going to be a great fight. I mean, for being his last fight, he didn't pick a softie in there. So
he picked a legitimate top 10 contender who has punching power.
He does have punching power. Comes straight forward. And look, I mean, Bernard Hopkins, he takes care of himself. He's 51 years old. But we're obviously crossing our fingers and hoping that on December 17th he doesn't like we say in boxing, doesn't turn old overnight.
Right, Father Time eventually wins over everybody, and we have to keep in mind that Bernard Hopkins has been out of the ring for 2 years.
Exactly.
So is that a factor?
Well, he's been out of the ring for 2 years competing,
right.
And he's always training, which is a huge difference. If you're out of the ring for 2 years and you're not training, then it can be a big factor. But the fact that Hopkins is just a machine, I don't think it's going to be difficult for him to adjust December 17th against Joe Smith.
Buy your tickets now for that one, December 17th. Also, December 2nd, we will be at the Belasco Theater, the last show of the year at the LA Fight Club. That always sells out. Pablo Cano in the blue trunks, working Mauricio Herrera, who's in the black from Riverside.
We're seeing some really good exchanges here.
Seems
it's
like
hot action, but it's also a lot of rough stuff in there. And so far, I think the slight edge to the younger man.
Exactly, but Herrera, he's he's pulling some tricks out of that hat of his. He is a very crafty, savvy fighter. He knows how to adjust. He knows how to survive in there. So we'll see when we go past the 6th, 7th, 8th round. See how Cano reacts if it goes that long.
That's a good point. Herrera is called El Maestro for a reason, because he has a deep tool case.
I mean, everybody goes back to Herrera versus Garcia, where the world saw Herrera beat Garcia that night in Puerto Rico, and ever since then, his fighters have been very careful when they face Herrera, and because he's like you said, he's a maestro, a master inside the ring.
He didn't turn pro until he was 27 too.
Incredible.
How many world championships do you already have at 27, Oscar?
5.
Good scrap between Mauricio Herrera and Pablo Cano. The main event, the Fancy Springs Resort and Casino in Indio, California. Thanks to the founder of the Hall of Famer, the Golden Boy, the pride of East LA, Oscar De La Hoya, for joining us tonight.
Hard round to score right here.
It's a tough fight to score.
Who do you think won that round?
Wow. Well, Herrera comes back at the end, the last 20 seconds. He comes back strong, so it's really hard to judge. I mean, I would have to. I would give it a. I would have to give it to Cano for landing those hard punches in the first couple of minutes of the fight.
But I wouldn't be surprised if one of the 3 official judges scored round 5 for Herrera.
And Tragos Amargos is jamming, Oscar, during this show right now.
We're good.
Oscar, you sticking around one more round, or are you taking off?
No, I'm good. We're gonna be. I'm enjoying this. I like this. Yeah.
All right, there you go.
So I don't want to take away
Steve Kim?
Steve Kim's gig here, but
Hey, well,
Sorry, Steve.
You got the brocha going. November, right?
It is, exactly. You know, just to bring some awareness to the colon cancer for men. So, you know, I might just keep it. We'll see.
Looks good, man.
I've been called Vicente Fernandez. I've been called Pablo Escobar. I've been called, I don't know, all sorts of
Mario
names.
Almada,
You're the Latin Tom Selleck.
I'm showing my age. Magnum PI.
Mauricio Herrera in the black trunks. 6th round of action. Both fighters cut on the left eye. In our main event, and you can start feeling the buzz in the building at the Fantasy Springs Resort and Casino. Herrera with a lot of fans with him. 36 years old, 27-year-old is Pablo El Demoledor Cano.
And for fighters watching at home, I'm actually very surprised that Cano has not cut in this fight. He's holding up very well. I mean, the doctor, whoever he used, is excellent because Cano's a fighter who bleeds when he signs the contract.
The procedure that he had is where they kind of like file down, like of the orbital bone or
Exactly.
the cheekbone, or that just
it's
around
the
the eye?
orbital bone around the eye. They shave it down, and yeah, you're not healed from any type of cuts, or you're still susceptible to you know, a cut, but it is holding up well.
Cano in the blue trunks. Goes back downstairs. Already lost the point for hitting below the belt earlier in the round, early in the fight. And Oscar, you continue to load up the Golden Boy stable with these young kids, the 18-year-old. You just signed Ryan Garcia.
Ryan Garcia, who I believe, again, we have a great stable of young fighters.
We've got the youngest stable, I think, out of any U.S. promoter. Guys between the ages of 18 and 20. I can't think of another promoter that has that many teenagers.
And good fighters and solid fighters who can become somebody. So, I mean, like this fight here. I mean, every young fighter aspires to be on these guys' level. So this is an excellent fight.
Well, we saw the youngsters tonight. Cesar Diaz, 19 years old, a TKO. Joshua Franco, 21. Unanimous decision. Oscar Duarte, 20 years old, from Parral, Chihuahua. With Gabriel Soto in his corner, the 5th round stoppage.
You know who I like? I like the kid from San Diego, Gomez.
Gomez.
Yeah,
Gomez is a fighter who
He looks like a beast.
He does look like a beast. He's a hard worker. He throws everything with conviction, and you know, he just eats, sleeps, and breathes boxing. I mean, that's what I love about these young fighters. They're hungry.
Yeah. I've had fighters who have sparred with him, who are former world champions, guys with 30, 40 professional bouts under their belts, call me up and say,
yes,
man, that dude pushed me more than anybody.
I'll tell you one thing. We have you mentioned Ryan Garcia, who is the real deal. I've seen him fight, and he does have that speed, that power, that conviction, you know.
You don't say that just to say it either. You say it, you mean it right now.
Yes, I mean it. I mean, we do have the best young talent, and like I said, I'm excited next year because we're going to be giving them tons of exposure.
Well, all these kids watch the Ring TV show. Virgil Ortiz was here in attendance too.
Virgil Ortiz, exactly, out of Dallas.
You were raving
about him. Phenomenal fighter, incredible fighter. Tremendous punching power, great kid. See, one thing I love about Golden Boy Promotions, the stable, is that not only are they great fighters, but they're good kids outside the ring. I mean, Jason Quigley, you know, I mean,
they're great interviews.
Joseph Diaz, and you know, that's what it's all about. If you want to make an impact, if you want to become not just a champion, but a super champion or an idol, or you know.
You got to have that charisma. You got to put on a show.
Exactly.
These guys are putting on a show. That last round was tremendous. And another tough round to score, I think.
Mauricio Herrera in the black, starting to step it up a bit. 36 years old, said his last fight against Frankie Gomez.
Great uppercut.
He had to lose weight just to get into shape. The terrible camp. He said this one was great for him. This is a good scrap between these two fighters on a crossroads fight. As Steve Kim said, the loser goes home.
Well, this is the 7th round where, like I said, this is where kind of like the championship rounds. If it was a 12, you know, if it was a 12-round fight, this is where the fight starts. This is, I believe, where Herrera should pick it up, use his craftiness, his ring generalship inside the ring, if he wants to frustrate Cano, but it seems like Cano is doing a great job in there, holding him off and using his power.
Herrera's chin holds up. Yeah, that was a heavy left from Cano that he ate. On another nice right hand, right to the ear.
As Herrera just keeps his hands down.
Well, Herrera wants to draw Cano in.
He's eating some shots and he's trying to draw him in.
He is.
And Cano's letting his hands go.
Wow.
Herrera's keeping him down.
Wow.
Cano going 1-2.
Oh my gosh, unbelievable.
Cano, el dominador, is looking good here. The fighter from Mexico in the blue. Mauricio Herrera, his chin can eat some big punches. He is.
Woo. Cano's doing what he should do as the younger man.
Exactly, but you watch Herrera come back. Now here he comes.
Minute 27 to go in the round. Both of them hitting on the belt. Both of them look to Ray Corona, who says, no, let's keep going.
Let's see if Herrera can press Cano in the final minute of this fight, or this round.
Baiting him in, trying to get him tired, trying to punch himself out of the round.
Well, he is trying to get him tired, but like I said before, Cano's punches are effective. They're doing damage. Herrera's punches are not damaging.
Some damage.
Big right hand.
Herrera still hasn't got his hands back up.
Herrera is just stubborn, man. I mean, he could be a savvy guy in that ring. He can be crafty, but he can also just be a tough SOB.
He can. I mean, like I said, this is sink or swim, and both fighters know it.
Herrera going for the uppercut, lands a shot of his own. Body work from El Maestro.
That's what you want to see from the veteran. Actually, they're both veterans. One is 36, one is 27.
I love the thunderous punches. That, I mean, you can feel them here ringside. It's incredible.
Like that one right there from Cano.
Unbelievable. I mean, whoever's watching on Ring TV live, on Ring TV, I mean, if you've never been to a live fight, I mean, it's a must. It's a must. It's a whole different experience when you're here live. This is a great fight.
And these guys are giving the fans their money's worth. The people in attendance here, you're seeing two guys give 100%.
It's 100%, yes.
What Herrera always does. Good round, good action between Herrera and Cano.
And if you've noticed, Cano is not cut, which is saving him in this fight, because typically, normally, he bleeds in the first or second round.
Just listening to the corner of Herrera.
Fucking kill you and you don't fucking kill them? Estos dos rounds. He's fucking trying to kill you. Usa tu inteligencia. Usa tu inteligencia para irles llamas. Come on, boy. In front of my mom. Estás quedando parado ahí. Do you fucking understand that? In front of my mom. In front of my mom. Vamos. Mauricio. Is you need to fucking kill his ass.
Like two people talking to him. Hey. You see the replays, but in Herrera's corner, somebody speaking Spanish and somebody speaking English.
Right. Exactly.
Herrera eats. Herrera getting swarmed against the ropes. He's evading some punches, but he's eating some of these shots as well. Good effort from Cano. That's a nice right hand to the ear. As Herrera tries to crowd him and work the body of the younger man. I thought that was Cano's round.
Coming out aggressive is Mauricio Herrera.
Here comes Herrera, yes, in the 8th round, and like I said, he is the veteran. He knows how to use his experience, but we'll see if he can keep Cano away.
I like the aggression from Herrera. I think he needs to make something happen. I'm not going to say his career's on the line, but his status as a contender or even a fringe contender is on the line. He loses this fight. I think most people in the industry are going to view him as a gatekeeper.
Exactly.
A
respectable one, obviously,
right.
But you obviously know that he does not want that. He wants to keep on climbing that ladder and hopefully one day get to that world title.
No veteran wants to be viewed as a stepping stone.
Exactly.
Blood from the nose of Mauricio Herrera. Swelling underneath his left eye. You know, and Oscar, and I was saying this, great. Herrera's corner, there was somebody speaking English, somebody speaking Spanish. Like, who do you listen to? There was like too much confusion, it seemed like, in that corner.
Well, I mean, there's a sense of despeраcy in the ring, and that's not good for a fighter because it confuses you and it makes you think that that your corner doesn't have, not that they don't believe in you, but they think that they're maybe a little worried that you're losing the fight.
Like, was there any instruction? Like,
exactly.
You can be bilingual, but
there was a lot of confusion.
Good body shot from Herrera. Cano answers with on his own. More body work. Herrera looks like he's looking for that one shot to end it. Like he's trying to load up on punches.
It makes for a great fight, but it's not good for him because exactly, he's not a power puncher.
He's doing some good work in here, though. He had a nice moment there, particularly his shots to the body.
But one at a time. 22-6, Mauricio Herrera. 29-5-1, Pablo Cesar Cano.
These last 2 rounds are going to be very interesting.
Herrera is he's not happy about some of these body shots from Cano. I know. I can tell by his eyes he believes that they're borderline or south of the border. He's not going to complain about it, though.
Cano's landing some of those on the thigh, like Charlie horse.
Ooh, that was
one.
low. Yeah,
and there it is.
All right.
Ray Corona jumps in right away. He's already taking away a point. He's going to give him the time. Will he take another point? Interesting.
And Herrera is a fighter who's not going to quit, obviously. He's a fighter who's going to take the 5 minutes maybe that you're allowed to and take the breather and relax. But then again, Herrera's a proud fighter, and he might just take 1 minute like he did right now.
Yeah. See if there's a point deduction.
There it is.
Hey, this is a huge break
That's
for
a big
Herrera.
break.
So another point deduction here in round 8 to Cano.
That was low. And another point.
Túmbalo, drop him is what the instruction is from the corner of Pablo Cano. We're sitting right next to him. Is his trainer, Pablo Cano Sr., yelling for his son to knock him down here in the 8th round. Good action, good fight. 10 seconds to go in the 8th between Pablo Cano and Mauricio Herrera.
Here he comes. Last 10 seconds.
Now, if Herrera can legitimately win this round, it's going to be a 10-8 round.
And it can be a close fight.
Absolutely.
I believe whoever wants to win, they have to win these last 2 rounds and win them big.
Having fun, Oscar?
I love this. I love this. I can, for the first time, watch a fight without signing autographs.
Oh, I was about to have a selfie with you, but no. Oscar, this Saturday, turkey giveaway from Golden Boy Promotions, isn't it?
Yes, it is. A turkey 20th anniversary.
20 years already.
Yeah, it's exciting. Yeah, I mean, it's something I do every year, and it's nice. It's fun. It's rewarding, is what it is. So yeah, I'm excited that we can continue giving back to the community and you know, just serving families that are in need, because there's a lot of families out there who are not going to eat, who don't have a turkey for Thanksgiving. So we're very happy that the De La Hoya Foundation can do this.
And this is going to be at the school?
I'm sorry, it would be at the De La Hoya High School.
Yes.
On Lorena.
And then afterwards, we go to El Tepeyac.
I'm still trying to win that T-shirt to eating that big burrito.
I tried it. Nah, they gave me the shirt, but I can't wear it. Shame. Manuel will get mad. Beth Duran, Steve Kim somewhere, Doug Fisher, and the Golden Boy Oscar De La Hoya watching a good one. What does Cano have to do in these last 2 rounds, Oscar?
Well, I think Cano has to just keep on putting more pressure, throw more punches, push the fight, and win these rounds clearly. Because I think that the fans might have something to do with who the judges are scoring this fight for.
And Herrera is the crowd favorite.
Exactly, and it is a close fight. So, I mean, look, whoever comes out strong and lands more punches and wins the rounds convincingly, I think wins the fight.
If I'm in Cano's corner, I'm telling him just to focus on the head.
No more body shots. You just can't risk it.
Exactly.
You can't risk another point deduction.
And he can actually be disqualified.
And that would be terrible, because I think he's had one of his better performances.
If I was him, I would aim for the chest.
Oh, man. See, no more body shots, Cano. Exactly. You got to just...
Yeah, right. Aim for the chest. Aim for the shoulders if you're going to hit the body, if you're not going to hit the head.
2 points have been deducted from Cano already. Ray Corona watching closely, already warning him. And giving him the look. Body shot landed by Herrera. Going upstairs is Cano.
And if I'm in Herrera's corner, I say focus on the kid's body.
Mauricio Herrera, always game, always comes to fight. A completely different version. We saw him against Frankie Gomez in Las Vegas on the undercard of Canelo and Khan.
Yeah, win, lose, or draw, this is the type of performance that we've become accustomed to from Mauricio Herrera. Just a gutsy, gritty effort where you see a lot of craft, but you also see a lot of metal.
A lot of heart. I mean, both fighters have a lot of heart. I mean, the conviction, you can just see it right through their eyes. I mean, both guys want to win, and that's what makes great fights.
I can tell Cano's in tremendous shape. He's fought at a very fast, high-volume pace all fight.
Exactly. Looks in great shape. He's looking good. He's looking sharp. He's looking focused and determined.
Cano from Tlalnepantla, Mexico. Now what word means the middle of northeastern. That's where he's at. Up in the altitude, gets some training in, gets the working in, and he's looking good through 9 rounds against
Here comes the crafty fighter. The last 10 seconds.
Trying to steal that round.
Wow, what a fight. What a fight.
Good one. It's a good one. Go to the last round.
I mean, this is an even fight. This is a 1-point fight for either fighter.
That's how I see it.
It's close. It's entertaining. I mean, this is what people come to watch boxing for. I mean, these are world-ranked fighters who at their best, I believe, right now. And look, like whoever wins moves on to that opportunity.
There might not be a winner because on my card, if Herrera wins this 10th and final round, it's a draw,
and we might have to do it again.
And thanks to everybody sending tweets. Ring TV Live hashtag. Appreciate it. Saw them all tonight. They're loving Oscar the commentator right now. And Mario Almada is another one for your brocha. As El Sonidito is jamming right now. El Sonidito's going. We're teaching Doug Ramon Ayala. We're teaching him Los Tigres Norte. He knows Tucanes. He knows what's up.
What is he going to teach us?
Boxeo. Hey, he called the fight in Aguascalientes before. He's legit.
Nice.
10th and final round. Mauricio Herrera in the black. Pablo Cano in the blue. It's been a good scrap as they go at it. 2 points have been deducted by Cano. Could be a factor into the judges' scorecards.
Yeah, going into the 10th round, I have Cano up by 1 point, 85 to 84.
Wow.
I would have him comfortably ahead if not for those point deductions.
Exactly. We'll see how the judges have it. You never know.
You ever think about that, Oscar, going into the last round, what the judges would do?
Absolutely. I mean, it takes me back to when I fought Corte. I mean, that's a perfect example. I mean, you have to. I dropped Corte, and I had to finish the fight strong. You know, that's what you do when you think that it's a close fight or you're behind.
And there you hear the corner of Cano. Ultimo round. It's your last round. They're telling him to pick up the pressure. Knock him down is what they want him to do. Pablo Cano Sr. is a trainer in the corner. Good shot landed by Herrera. Cano with the body shot.
And I can hear Cano's corner. They're telling him, you know, this is it. This is the last round. Basically empty the tank. Don't hold back.
Sierra close.
Right. Last
combination from Cano. Herrera, the last couple rounds, Herrera's just thrown one punch at a time.
Yeah, he needs to work.
Needs to work, yes, and you hit it on the nail. Nail's head is you never want to finish a fight with 5 gallons left in the tank. You want to just empty it and you know, and try to win the fight.
Hey, win, lose, or draw, if you give enough effort, if you give everything, the crowd, most fans will want to see you again.
The crowd sees it, the promoter sees it, everybody sees it, and you live to see another big fight ahead for yourself.
These guys are working hard.
Win, lose, or draw, I would love to see both guys again fight whomever.
Yeah, they make for good fights.
It's been a good action-packed fight from the opening bell between Mauricio Herrera and Pablo Cano. Action-packed, giving the fans exactly what they wanted to see tonight.
Herrera is exhausted, but he's getting some revenge for those low blows.
Well, you know
punches
Herrera's
below
coming on
the belt
strong.
line.
These last 10 seconds, watch Herrera come. Wow, what a fight. What a fight. Wow.
Fans on their feet,
Beautiful.
as they should be.
Beautiful.
That'll do it. 10 excellent rounds.
Well, I had a great time.
We saw a good fight right
What a
there.
great fight. Wow, thank you.
Thank you, Oscar.
Thank you for helping us out.
The crowd is in attendance. Thanks for putting this show together.
And we will see you
December 2nd, LA
December
Fight
2nd, LA Fight Club. December 16.
Right here.
And December 17, our final show.
And then we have tamales after that.
There we go.
Pablo Cano.
Thank you.
Thank you, Oscar, for joining us tonight. Mauricio Herrera, Pablo Cano, crowd on their feet, thanking these two warriors as they went at it. As Ray Corona came over and said it, Pablo Cano had a cut on his head. That was from a punch. And the judges will have it. Dougie, I think you have Cano winning with a slim margin, right?
Yeah, 95-93. That would be a wider margin if not for 2 point deductions for low blows in round 4 and 8. Now,
If though in those rounds, if one of the official judges scored that round for Herrera,
yeah,
that's a 10-8 round. Herrera could be up on a card.
Oscar De La Hoya was supposed to join us for a round. He stayed for the whole fight.
The
He was
fight.
loving it. How'd you see it from the side, Steve?
Honestly, if I were you guys, I would have preferred Oscar over me too. From my vantage point, it was a little bit obstructed. I think Cano carried the action right around from round 3 to about round 7. I think he built up enough of a lead. I think Herrera really is at the end though. He still has his heart and his guts. Don't know how much he has left physically.
physically, yeah.
No.
He looked like he just ran out of steam.
Yeah.
You know,
Gutty effort, though.
fighting on muscle memory
Yeah.
and pride in those final rounds. You could really see it.
And Twitter, we see the tweets. They love this fight. Action-packed,
They better.
win at it. Two warriors just battling back and forth.
And you gotta appreciate the effort that they gave.
Yeah.
They didn't leave anything in the tank.
7 good fights tonight. Here's our main event result.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards. Después de 10 asaltos, nos vamos con la decisión de los jueces. El juez Sergio Cais scores it 95-93, 95-93 a favor in favor of Herrera. Pat Russell scores it 97-91, 97-91 en favor de Cano. Alejandro Rochin scores it 97-91, 97-91. For your winner by the way of a split decision, su ganador por la vía de la decisión dividida. Tlalnepantla, Estado de México. Pablo Cesar, el demoledor Cano.
Pablo Cano gets his 30th victory with a split decision over Mauricio Herrera. For Steve Kim, Doug Fisher, and Oscar De La Hoya, I'm Beto Duran saying thank you for watching.